These are literally things I heard nobody talk about when it comes to recovering after a relationship with a narcissist. So please stick with me. I promise you that the information I'm giving you will be very, very valuable to you. So, a short introduction. I'm Claudia. I'm 35 years old. I actually studied psychology. So I have been in this field of psychology, self-development, and also hypnosis for about 20 years
I meant to
now,
say
if not
15
even
years.
more. And I can personally say I have lived so much and I had so many experiences that taught me a lot. And the last one was a relationship with a narcissist. And how I got over that relationship, like in a little over a month, I'm going to tell you all about that right now. After going fully and completely no contact, because if you didn't already, that is the first step that you need to do. So, we're assuming you went fully no contact. Yes, this is what I did. After that, you truly need to allow yourself to grieve, to cry, to feel all your feelings, write them down, yell at the wall if you have to, yell at that wall everything that you wanted to tell your narcissistic ex and couldn't do, write a letter to him but do not send it. So literally feel all of your emotions, let them come out, but, and here is the tricky part, set yourself a deadline. So allow yourself this process for about 2 weeks, maximum of 3, because believe me, if you do this properly, you will not need more than 2 or 3 weeks to get over them. I mean, not to get completely over them, but to feel better, okay? So set yourself a deadline. This is what I want you to do. Now, the second step is to stop. You set the deadline, you mourned, you grieved, and now it is time to stop and with baby steps to start focusing again on yourself, okay? This is what I want you to do. I know that it is hard, but I want you to start listening to videos regarding motivation, how to get motivation back, how to gain confidence, how to gain self-esteem, how to feel better in your own skin, how to start a business, how to go to a trip, anything that might help you feel better about yourself and start regaining that self-confidence again and that happiness, that motivation that you had before the relationship with the narcissist. And I highly recommend Tam Kaur, I believe is called. She helped me a lot through this process. I mean, this girl, this woman actually, is 10 years younger than me, but she taught me really a lot. So if you need motivation, I highly recommend her because she is like the best when it comes to encouraging. The third step is a little bit harder, but it is completely and utterly necessary that you get rid of all the things that you had from the narcissist and all the things that remind you of the narcissist. Like I literally took a grill from my balcony and thank you God that I live on the first floor, and I took it outside and thrown it in the garbage. I literally have thrown everything away that reminded me of him and also deleted everything that reminded me of him. I mean, I blocked him everywhere. I deleted all the photos that I made during that period of time when we were together, and I blocked and deleted his phone number. And why? Because I don't need anything to remind myself of that period. I don't need to, I don't know, maybe later on, 1 month after, I will feel sad and I will want to look at pictures and, well, if I want to look at pictures now, I don't have them anymore. That's that. So please delete everything, throw away everything. They will still be here. You won't forget them. They were a lesson to you, but you do not need the constant reminders of that toxic relationship. Now, the fourth step is it has like 2 other steps, like A and B, okay? The fourth step, step A, write a list down with everything that the narcissist did to you, everything that you literally can remember, because you can remember what happened most of the time and how he was actually the most of the time. And I want you to have that list everywhere you go, because there may be moments when you feel sad and when you miss them, and you will want to unblock them and maybe text them, and then you need that list to remind yourself why you actually got out of the relationship. Because as time goes by, we tend to forget the bad things that have happened and remember just the good ones. Well, this is the thing. The mind helps us forget traumatizing events in order for us to be able to move on. Because if we wouldn't forget, or if we wouldn't be able to get past a traumatizing event, we would forever be there. We wouldn't be able to move on. But when it comes to a relationship, that is actually not good for us. So we need, when the mind starts to play tricks on us, we need to remember ourselves, why is it that we got out of the relationship? And when you see that on a piece of paper, believe me, you will start to get all of the anxiety and the stress, and all of those feelings will come rushing back, and you will remember why you actually got out of it. And B, so the second step from the fourth step, B is to accept and acknowledge that the person you actually fell in love with was a lie. That person never ever existed. He literally played a role in order to get a part in your life. You were his supply. He wanted to conquer you. He learned everything about you. He became the person you wanted him to be, and that is how he behaved in the first stage of the relationship. But that was not his true self. His true self was the one who gaslighted you, manipulated you, lied you, didn't text you back, made you feel anxious, and all of that. And I need you to remember that you literally fell in love with a fictional character, and you cannot stay forever in love with a fictional character. So number 5 is again hurtful, but you have to accept that they never truly actually loved you, because a narcissist isn't capable of the feeling love. He can understand love on an intellectual level, so they have that intellectual empathy, but they cannot feel love and all the emotions that come with it. And it is not about you. A narcissist cannot love anyone. Like all his exes and all the future ones that he will have, believe me, he will not love anyone, and they will all have the same fate as you. So do not stress about the future supply of the narcissist, because that shouldn't even be your concern. You should be consistent in your journey. So step number 6 is to accept that you cannot change or save a narcissist, or for the matter of fact, nobody. If you decide to be in a relationship with someone, you should accept them for who they are, or leave. Those are the only 2 options that you truly have. Nobody will change for someone else. If they truly want to make a permanent change, that will be only for themselves. And when it comes to a narcissist truly isn't capable of change. Like there are studies made that narcissists do not go to therapy, they do not stick to therapy, and they literally aren't able of change. So stop trying to change them or save them, and in that process sacrificing yourself. Step number 7, I believe, right? Yes, step number 7 is to, like I mentioned already before, focus on yourself more. Now you should be by now already capable to focus on yourself more. And what I mean by that is start reading books about self-development, self-confidence, self-esteem, how to heal your inner child, how to feel better in your own skin, like things that really help you. You need to fix the relationship that you have with yourself, okay? If you are able to afford it, I would highly recommend therapy or a coach or someone you can talk to, even a good friend that has some psychological knowledge, because you do not need to talk to anyone. Like, I mean, better instead of receiving bad advice, you better receive none. Trust me when I'm telling you this, because not everyone is able to understand what you are going through. So do not just talk to anyone for the sake of getting it out. If you need to, record yourself on a camera and talk to yourself, because you know what you went through. But if you can afford it, you could go to a therapist. Step number 8, guys, is accept that healing is actually a process. It's like a curve. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're again down, you will go again up, and then you will go again down. And there will be days, maybe even after 3 months or 4 months, where you will miss him or remember him or her, if we are talking about a woman who is narcissistic. But you need to stay consistent in your journey, and by now you should be able to realize, okay, I missed them, it's perfectly normal and it's perfectly fine. It happened to me the other day and I accepted my feelings, but in the same time I realized that what I was missing wasn't even real. The person that I was missing never existed and will never come back. It was like a movie, it played one time and it's done. That person will never ever come back again. Because one, it never existed, and second of all, I do not want that person in my life ever again, okay? But I accepted the fact that I missed them, and it's normal. It is normal. Healing is a process. Step number 9 is related to step number 8. Like you need to be more forgiving towards yourself. You need to be accepting of yourself. Like I said in step number 8, healing is a process, so don't condemn yourself if you miss them again, because that happens to all of us. And step number 9 is regarding to yourself, to praise yourself for every small progress that you made, for every small step you took. Like any advancement you made is really a reason to be proud of. Because look around you, how many people stay in miserable relationships for years, if not for a lifetime, and are not be able to break that cycle and get out of that relationship. So you should be really, really damn proud of yourself that you did get out of it and you decided to choose yourself. You should be really proud of it. I'm here to remind you of that. As for the last step, maybe I will be condemned for saying this, but if you truly went through all of these 9 steps, you will understand where I'm coming from. Step number 10 is to forgive the narcissist. And what I mean by forgiving the narcissist is by being able to detach yourself from the whole story and from his person. You cannot truly move on if you still hold a grudge, if you still have resentment towards that person, because believe me, that will stick with you. He will move on with his life, but that will stick with you and will influence in the future in some way, shape or form your decisions, your feelings, your trust in other people, and that is not something that you want. As soon as you truly understand a narcissist, and that he didn't choose actually to be a narcissist, and the way he manipulates people, gaslights people and so on, is actually organic. He doesn't plan ahead. It's not like a plan, he draws it out and then acts. This is how he learned to cope with this world. Deep down, he believes that he needs to manipulate people in order to achieve what he wants. He needs to lie to people, to gaslight people, and so on. This is how he learned in his childhood to cope with the reality that he lives in. How can you blame him for that? Like, yes, you can blame him for what he did to you, but you cannot blame him that you decided to stay for I don't know how long in that relationship. That is only on you. You made that decision to give him 1 chance or 20 chances after you realized that he was a toxic person. Okay? And the second thing is, you have to realize that narcissism is a personality disorder. Like, it is a sickness, a disease, almost as a disease. Would you blame someone that has cancer for having cancer? Would you blame them for that? So this is it for this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please thumbs up, subscribe. I really could use your support. I promise I will come with videos that will help you along your journey, along your healing journey like mine. And thank you so much for watching, and I really appreciate you. Have a magnificent and beautiful and wonderful day. Bye.